Bienvenidos. Welcome to Lecture 5. It's good to have you back. All right, we're talking about commands today, and I use the analogy of a gadfly because that's somebody who gets in your face, or somebody who gives you a hard time. And when you give someone a command, you're kind of telling somebody what to do, but hopefully helping them out. So, and this is something I use every day because I'm a father. So it's especially helpful to me. And this will be very helpful to you because this is a really good segue into the subjunctive tense. So let's get started. With affirmative to commands, these are pretty easy. You just take your present tense in to, and you take an S off. Very simple. So you might say, instead of hablas español, you just take the S off, and you just say habla español, just like that. All right. Now there's some irregulars here. I believe there are 8 of them, and so I have an acronym in your book. Vin Diesel has 10 weapons, and that will help you. I'm sorry, the acronym's in your notes. So look there, and you'll see those. Now Vin Diesel is an action figure. He was famous in the 90s for movies. I don't know that much about him. He's one of those action guys that knows how to fight and use weapons, all the things that I don't know how to do. It'd be nice to know. No, maybe. Anyways, that's Vin Diesel. He was famous, and so if you remember, then I'll say it slowly. Vin Diesel has us ten weapons. That's a really good. Vin Diesel has 10 weapons. A really good way to remember those irregulars. So look on your lecture notes. It'll totally make sense. If you haven't looked at them at all and you're just listening to me for the first time, it might not make as much sense. So please do that. Now it gets a little bit trickier, but not too bad. For your negative to commands, we can't do those the same way. For those negative to commands, if you want to tell somebody not to do something or to stop doing something, we need to have 3 steps. And these aren't too rough at all. So, but we're going to start. So for the yo form, if we have a verb like tener, we'd put it in tango first. So step 1, put it in the yo form of the present tense. And we need to do it in these steps. So you can't skip steps if you're trying to get tricky on me. Don't do it because it might hurt you. All right. So we have to put it in the present tense. You take off the yo. That's step 2. So for the verb tener, we're stuck with ting, ting. And then we're going to do what I call the switch. So instead of having our regular er ending, which would be es, we're going to switch it to an ar ending. So for er and ir verbs, we change it to the ar ending. For an ar verb, we're going to switch it to an er or an ir ending. Okay. So this is all laid out in your book on page 121, I believe. So yes, page 121. It's all there for you. So go ahead and look at that. Oh, I'm sorry, that's your affirmative to command. On page 122, you have the negatives. So please look at that. And so in doing the switch, we're going to have tengas. All right? No tengas. If you want to use hablar, we'd say no hables. Good job. For another verb like cantar, we'd say no cantes. That's what someone might say to me, right? Because I don't have the best singing voice. I don't know if you can tell by this video, but my singing voice is not so good, even though I wish I could do that. All right, it's neither here nor there. Let's get back on track. For affirmative or negative usted commands, it's pretty easy. We just follow those exact same 3 steps, okay? Except for we give the appropriate ending, the appropriate usted ending. So when we do the switch, we need to do an usted switch. So for example, if I want to use tener again, I'd say tengo, take the o off, and then instead of saying tengas, I'd say tenga. Just like that. All right. Again, you can find those on page 123 in your textbook, or look on page 1 of your notes, and it'll explain that a little bit. You want to watch out for the irregulars on these. So there are quite a few irregulars laid out in your textbook. You'll find these in the beautiful blue section of your text, and that'll help you with that. So hope you have a good week, and thank you so much. Of course, email us for anything you might need. So If I'm your instructor, please email me, or if you have another instructor in the Spanish department, please make sure you email and keep touch. It's crucial to your success in our program. So thank you so much, gracias, y que tengas una buena semana. Adiós.